The multiverse is all about diversity. There's all these infinite worlds. It's all about curiosity and exploring. And it's also about connection and relating. That the more you connect, the more real you are. And generally, the happier people are. The more, you might say the multiverse kind of is, it's kind of modeled after love. I mean, if we were looking from a human perspective, that love is all about acceptance and connecting
Hmm.
as much as you can. And I think embracing the multiverse kind of has that kind of quality to it. Unlike kind of what's going on, which is, all the divisiveness and the hatred and anger,
Purpose.
all these negative emotions, versus the positive emotions. And I think of this as part of the cult of individualism, of this hyper extreme individualism that you see where the only focus is on me, and this lack of realization that we are social creatures, that the reason why anything works is because we're social creatures. I mean, you look at any corporation, even mobsters, okay? There's a sense of sociability. You have to trust people. You expect people to do things. People do, at work, I have clients who work at Amazon and other places, Microsoft, and sometimes people work 90 hours a week. Why do they work 90 hours a week, right? Well, yeah, they get paid fairly well, but obviously they're not getting paid to, have giant yachts like Jeff Bezos. Anyways, people go the extra mile, and that's about 95% of the people, but there's about 5% of the people who are predators.
Hmm.
And it's a predatory economics we live under. And
And
these
they're in places
5%
of
are
government.
sociopaths and narcissists and have no sense of caring or anything. They know how to manipulate the people who know
Hmm.
how to trust. They manipulate the social people without, and sometimes they're extremely charming, and you just, oh, yeah, okay.
And they're
Sorry,
in
went on there a
positions
little
of
bit.
power. No, they are. No, we see it. The psychopaths and the sociopaths are all in these positions of power.
I
And
know.
we're
Yeah.
just seeing them as well. I mean, we've known a lot of this stuff with the Epstein files, but
Right.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I love all this about consciousness and being ready and readiness. And the biggest illusion is that we're separate and that we're actually all connected. And that's hard for people to really realize because it's been, like you said, there's division. It's no, we're blaming everybody else for our
Hmm.
own problems. We're not putting responsibility on ourselves, but we're not separate. We're connected.
Yeah.
And when we feel connected, we feel much more at ease and peace within ourselves.
Yeah. This extreme individualism actually undermines individualism because it makes us get into this negative space of paranoia and distrust. And also because we're not as connected and attached with one another as we are, we're more easily manipulated and controlled by the sociopaths. I have people working in large corporations I work with who would love to like unionize or do something like that. Are you kidding me? They'll be fired immediately. And they know that. And there's this lack of community that's, I mean, there are community, there are people, things are going on in Minnesota. Clearly there's a sense of community
Catching
other
up.
places. But when you look at these large corporations, there's this tremendous fear of, there's no unions. People get, I mean, people are really dehumanized. I mean, who should be working 90 hours a week? I mean, but I see that
Nobody.
all the time. And, yeah, it's very hard. My father, I come from a lower middle class family. And my father went on strike several times, one time for over a year. And so I kind of know what, I worked in factories, I worked in tobacco in 105-degree heat and under tents when I was 13. I mean, I have a real kind of, I call proletariat workers background, you say. And so, yeah, I see I see these injustices like you're talking about.